Welcome to the downside. This is a weird start to an episode. We had our last taping in LA, but I'm here in New York. We took a chunk out of this episode. There was a long story about the beating of a possible pedophile.
I wasn't there.
I lost track a little bit, and so we just started a little bit later. I've had a brutal time. I took a red eye from LA last night. Very, the best kind of flight you could take. Save a private jet. Yeah. But traveling with 6 bags, I mixed up one. Tova's very mad at me. Just a rough couple days.
Moving back, and that red eye, no matter if you're in the lap of luxury or not, the next today, which is it's bad.
And I had a voice lesson and a training session, and I go to South Carolina tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
But I was so heartened. Truly. It was such a relief to find that our last episode was as universally beloved as our post-election episode with Lucas Zelnick. Here's some thoughts, but I don't want to belabor it.
Yeah.
If you're going to comment or go so far as to post on another social media platform that you were blindsided by the use of the R word on the podcast, could you specify who said it?
Yeah.
Could you specify who said it?
Yeah.
Because for the first time in my life, I said, you know what? Let's get Russell's name on the title. I was shocked by the use of the R word on the downside with Gianmarco Soresi. Let me tell you guys something. If there's an episode where Russell is not using the R word, I have edited it out.
Okay, I did not say it.
I have edited it out. You didn't, thanks to Lucas over here.
Oh yeah,
Lucas Stone saving the day. I did think it was nice for the commenters, though. I think I haven't looked recently. Said that you stuck by my side as a friend throughout the whole thing.
Did they?
No, they did not. No. It really felt like a validation of a lot of things.
Listen, it was it's tricky sometimes doing this.
We all have words we don't want to hear. Me personally, marriage. That's a word I don't want to hear on the podcast ever again. In fact,
and I know that now.
Yeah. Marriage, wedding. Mm-hmm. You know my policy. I've said it before. I think we agree on this in terms of here's my thoughts. I'm not in the business of censoring someone.
Right.
What they say.
Right.
I also think in a deeper way, I've seen the failure of the enterprise listen, by all means, someone says something or a word that bothers you, go for it. Shout it out, call them out. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to censor anyone in that sense. I have also seen the wholesale failure of going making someone's entire existence because they've chosen to use a particular word that you deem off the table. I've also seen it, as I've said in other episodes, sometimes indicative, sometimes people come from a different circumstance where that wasn't as much on the table, and so in a way it's isolationist. Now, that being said, I don't
right
as of right now. But I'm not here to. There was what was it? Is there a person who was sent to a prison camp because they were mistaken? The Trump administration thought they were a prisoner. They said they were a gang member, and they found it was actually just a makeup artist with absolutely no convictions.
Yes,
and now the Trump administration is saying that they can't get them out of the prison.
Yeah.
To me, that's the focusing on someone saying the R word in this particular case. To me, it's like that's not where my priorities are. That's not where I think me as an interviewer I should be.
To end an interview.
Or to counter. This is the person. You're getting the person.
Yeah.
The things that I cut out are the things people ask me to cut out.
Right.
And even that, I'm getting close to going no. But again, I also go if it bothers you, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
If you want to skip an episode, it totally makes sense. If you want to leave the Patreon, I don't recommend that.
Hold on. Yeah, we gotta listen. Don't leave the Patreon. It's been challenging this sort of doing it. You in LA, me here. and I feel like a little bit, some of it reflects in that, in terms of like trying to frantically do episodes when we're together.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
And no, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking forward to, now that you're back, having some time where we can be on the same page. We're not overloading in so many episodes and then droughts of long periods of time.
Hence this weird mix mash here today.
Yes.
But I don't know. This is my point, because I know it's going to come up again, because I know that there's some people who, as a comedian, I'm sure that my views on like what acceptable language is or is going to be different than someone who's not in the profession of making jokes. And I understand that.
Yeah.
And I understand if some people rubs them the wrong way. I would hope that doesn't make people go, fuck you forever.
Yeah.
But I'm also not in control of that. I'm not going to go Bill Maher.
No.
And go, oh, look at these guys on the woke train to Crazy Town.
Right.
I think you're on the reasonably opinioned trolley car to a village with a lot of similar views. It's slower?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like...
You mean like...
Oh, Gianmarco, no. No, I was saying, like, it's not as intense. The woke train is an aggressive, like... No. The trolley, it's like, yeah, of course, like, reasonable.
Listen, we all have different things. I've always said, I never really understood being offended until someone said to me, I remember, they said, actors are so annoying. And I said, what is this feeling? So sudden and new. And it was being offended. And it was like, oh, wow, I'm offended on behalf of actors.
Totally.
Because I know actors, and I know they're annoying because their employment is up in the air every second.
Yeah.
And it was truly, that was a formative moment where I was like, oh, okay, so that's what some people feel in certain cases.
Yeah, of course.
So,
of course.
That silence was, we just cut Russell Said the R word 4 times in a row. In a sing-songy way, like a song that you had prepared.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, it was a tough episode.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 episodes that I've, after maybe a couple hours later, I've called Russell and said I felt really abandoned.
Yeah, and to my thing, it's so tough because, okay, like.
And looks, I'm not even throwing Robbie under the bus.
Listen,
Robbie has her opinion.
No, of course, fine. and it can be hard when you're doing this to know. You can get sucked into like thinking we're playing around, and this is going to be good for the podcast, and then
once we stop recording.
And
also, I think what's hard is when you're hosting is like, I can't cry.
No.
But when the recording stops, you see a quick flood of emotions. I've been.
Listen, I know. Listen. So I apologize. We had a good conversation,
you divorced Nicole for me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. This is now a podcast of 2 single guys.
Yeah.
Get ready for it.
In solidarity.
Let me tell you, we're going to be telling so many Chase and Puss stories. You're going to be begging for the word.
No, but I do want to say, because I do feel like if people it's hard, especially that week when we were doing so many episodes.
That was the most brutal. We were doing live episodes.
You're clinging for like wanting it to be good, because also we had been a while. So you're wanting to be good, you're wanting to be spicy, and you're like, and you could easily get sucked in, and get away from making sure that everyone's comfortable.
Listen, sometimes it's a little chaotic. Look at the other way. We could be having Eric Adams on the podcast.
That's true.
We could. If we really needed to talk about something else, something new.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm declaring. So
you're running.
I'm running
for mayor.
We're not having any politicians. Listen, I would love to have that one guy who's running right now.
We know,
but we're not.
Yeah,
we're not. That's the rule. That's the rule. I will do charity events. I don't think I would perform for a political fundraiser.
No.
That's going to be tough.
Also, because like it would not be a great crowd. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like the best show ever.
Sure.
Performing at a,
but we love our fans. We love our fans. And
I got to say, I looked at the comments for about 2 seconds and I said, not my business. And
wow, you've grown.
Do you think I had to today? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's Ziggy doing?
Well, that was the other thing I didn't want to talk about.
Oh no!
Are you? No. No, I was going to talk about actually. Is that I have been having this weird thing where I don't like there's no updates, and it's like this frustrating thing of like it's not other people's fault.
I can stop asking.
No. That's what I'm trying to
Sure.
say is like it's not people's. I recognize in my head like they're doing it because they're good friends or they care and
Sure.
and it's coming from a genuine place. But it's a hard thing. It's maybe giving me insight into people that are going through real things. I mean, not that his thing is not a real thing, but people dealing with illness or something. You're like, there's not really an update, and sometimes you'll be talking to people and you'll be describing what is going on, and you see their faces and they're like, they feel so bad for you and the dog. And you, in my mind, I'm in it every day, and I'm like, oh, he's fine. He's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, should I be feeling bad about this now? I guess from their face, I should. And then, so it's like dealing with this thing about I'm like constantly feeling a little bit bad about it when I talk to people about it.
It's really tough to know as like an outsider to be like, do I express that I feel bad for them? Do you be neutral? You know, like sometimes when someone says to me like, yeah, my mom passed away last year, I almost like make it a point to not go, I'm so sorry. Because I go, well, surely they know.
Yeah.
Surely they don't want to go through this necessarily every time they bring up just a fact of their life. And it's the same with that.
Yeah, I've heard that kind of thing before, but it is the first time where it's like, I forget sometimes when I'm talking to someone that's going on in my life, and then they're like, and it's a lot. I've had to like tell family and stuff. Like it's like they'll be like, "How's Ziggy doing?" in that tone of voice, and you're like, truly the same as yesterday. Legs don't work, but no difference. Like eating food, goes outside, is happy considering. You know, we're figuring that out. So yeah, you don't know how to like. I don't always feel bad about it because I'm just in it. So I'm like, but then you talk to people and you're like, oh, I guess poor thing, me and him. You know, I don't know.
Well, let's change it to subjects. Have you booked any recent auditions?
What? What is that?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
I just know, like, that's why you don't tell people about auditions, because then they go,
I know,
hey,
yeah.
did you ever hear about that thing
Hey,
you
did you
auditioned
ever
for 3
hear
years
about
ago and
that
I saw
life-changing thing?
I saw Jonathan Groff do?
Yeah.
By the way, this is going to be announced by the time this comes out, but oh my God, fuck, her name just oh my God. Who's doing theater adult? I told you.
Oh, Laura Benatti.
Laura Benatti
Yeah.
is doing. Oh, here's what I want to bring up. I cried today. I've been taking these voice lessons, and you know what I always say my favorite musical is falsettos. William Finn
died. Yeah.
And I wrote. It was so interesting. I wrote. I don't think she'd mind me saying this, but I wrote Natalie Walker literally 2 weeks ago. Like, it's so crazy because Natalie literally introduced me to comedy.
Yeah.
Like, period.
Yeah.
John Mulaney, what is a podcast?
Really?
Comedy Bang Bang. We were doing theater together.
Wow.
And now that I'm so deep in comedy, Natalie is like, if I have a deep musical theater question, I go to her. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We have to have her on.
Yeah.
But I wrote her like a week ago. I wrote her like a couple of months ago. Like, can you tell me like what are the cool new musicals right now? Like, who do I gotta listen to?
Yeah.
Help me get back into it. And I recently wrote, because I said I've been listening to William Finn, and he hasn't had any albums come out in so long. Like, he had Little Mary Sunshine on off Broadway, I think, and that no one recorded an album. He had something else, and I was like, are there bootlegs anywhere? She didn't get back. Which is fine. But then literally today she wrote, hey, I just want to let you know, like, you'd written me about William Finn, and I had heard like third hand that he had been ill, and I didn't want to say anything, but it's just now been announced that he died.
Oh my God.
And man, I just I felt so sad.
Yeah.
I felt so sad. It was just like one of those. I just have a weird thing with musical theater where it's like I left so much, but I still was like, oh, I hope I get to meet Stephen Sondheim someday.
Yeah, there's certain people that it feels like, oh, that person is gone, and I guess because your relationship with it changes. Like, we're still basing this off of like when we were kids, so it's like now like newer people that don't, even if they are at that level, it doesn't seem the same as a William Finn or a Stephen Sondheim. It doesn't feel so. Like, when you lose someone like that, you're like, whoa, there's no replacement for it. There's no sort of thing that's coming up that will feel the same.
And you know the pain of like, it's like when someone comes up to me and says my work moved them or whatever. It's hard for it to penetrate my heart because I don't know the person that well. It's nice. But like in a way, like there's this fantasy of like, oh, I wish I could like somehow make that person know how much their work meant to me, but that's impossible.
Yeah.
But it's sad. It's like as you get older, there's less and less people that feel like adults or wise or like elder statesmen. They just feel like elderly at a certain point.
Yeah.
And it just sucks. It made me sad. I just like in my wildest dreams, I thought, oh, maybe I'll do a concert one day and I get to sing a song from him and I'll get to like hear his thoughts on it and just to meet him. And I don't know, it's just sad.
Yeah.
Listen, they always say don't meet your heroes, and I got to tell you, truer words have never been spoken ever. Yeah. I've met a couple of them. It always destroys whatever it is that you felt. That's part of the pain is the longing to meet but not meeting.
Yeah.
But man, I loved William Finn, and I know not all of you listen to musical theater, but Falsettos, the original cast, for my money, I just love that original cast. A New Brain is phenomenal. 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee is very good too, but Falsettos and A New Brain, really just amazing musicals.
I like that. What's that one song I really like from A New Brain? And They're Off.
Incredible song.
Great song.
But man, I mean, I was like, literally, my voice teacher today like texted me the article, because I always say like, I want to sing falsettos.
Yeah.
And it was also cool because my voice teacher doesn't know me from Adam. He's into opera and musical theater.
Yeah.
But when I said Laura Benanti, he was like, Laura Benanti, and I was like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right.
Laura Benanti's
maybe you should start taking me seriously.
So wild thing happened to me I'm literally about to leave LA. We stayed an extra day so I could do Caleb's podcast.
Oh, good.
I think it will have come out by now.
Cool.
Yeah. And we've been staying in LA for 3 months at this. It's like two houses next to each other, essentially two little houses. And all I knew is there was a caretaker, maybe in his 50s, who would come by for the other house. And then he says, "Can you come help? I'm about to leave in an hour for the whole thing." And he goes, "This guy, he fell down. Can you help? I know I can't pick him up by myself."
Oh God.
And I was like, yeah, no, I'm here for 30 more minutes, sure. And so I go in, and I'm like, I'm in this whole new house. This is a man who's lived there for forever. This caretaker says he's been with this man since he was 25, and now he's like 55 or something. And he's like on the ground. It doesn't look like he fell, but it was just, it was a moment where I'm like, I'm now in this man's life.
Wait, the caretaker couldn't pick him up?
He was just a full-grown man. And I think he's just like so frail. It's not like he can give you any pullback.
Got it.
So we like helped him up, and then he kept like insisting he was okay, and then you'd kind of step back a little, and he'd like wobble, and you'd be like, "You're obviously not." Yeah. And so I got to like see this caretaker and this old man's relationship, where the caretaker being like, "No," and he had to go to the restroom and like didn't want, and so I'm just on the side, just like ready to help but not knowing, and the old man and the caretaker says this thing that I guess people just can't not say, but you wish, like my dad does this. He goes, "Don't ever get old," and I'm like,
not really like,
that's not realistic.
It's also like depressing if like, you're like, okay, then,
it's just one of those things of like, I don't know, man. It made me think about.
I really wish we would. I don't know.
We don't live in a good.
We don't live in a society for that.
We don't live in a good society for a lot of
things,
human realities.
But there's such a weirdness. I mean, it's just we're scared of dying, and that's ultimately all. But
it's also like we built these family units again. Not that I know fucking anything, but we used to have more these traditional family units. That we've abandoned for a variety of reasons. I don't want to see some of my family, a business, location. And the family unit's been broken down and nothing has replaced it in terms of community. Yeah. So this guy is a caretaker that he's able to pay, and they have some kind of relationship. But like, ideally this man would live amongst, if not his immediate family, a community.
Yeah.
And instead, and listen, I was more than happy to feel a moment of heroism to be there, to be of assistance. But you just go like, I'm just a random stranger that happened to be here, and I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have to get older. So
is a caretaker there all the time?
I think he like comes in the morning, and the reason he knew something was wrong was the door wasn't open or whatever.
Okay.
But the dread if he's fallen, and I'm walking in, and you go in this room, you don't see any. The moment you walk in, you're looking at the floor. Where am I to see a leg, an arm, a hand?
Oh my god.
So literally 20 minutes before I left.
Oh my god.
And
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
It's nice. It's a nice color.
Other than that, you start rehearsals for your show yet?
No. April 21st, I start rehearsals.
You read the play yet?
I've read it twice. I gotta start memorizing, but I don't think it'll be that hard to memorize. Hopefully.
So we got this episode. This is the last one again. The next one is with Rose.
Yes.
And you'll see by the clothes that we're wearing, we're interviewing Grace O'Malley.
Yes.
We have some really cool guests coming up.
Very exciting.
I'm remiss to announce them because they'll
could
probably
back
all
out.
cancel. Every single one. But it was an impressive
We have
lineup
some
at some
exciting
point.
news too. At some point we'll be able to announce.
Yeah, definitely some exciting news.
Yeah.
We're looking at an East Coast tour. Russ and I are working on a big
Musical number.
We're going to be at Moon Tower in Austin, Texas. My stand-up show is sold out, so get tickets.
Certainly the Moon Tower has already happened. Oh no, this is coming out Tuesday. Okay, so we're at Moon Tower tomorrow. We're at Moon Tower tomorrow.
Is it Wednesday night?
Thursday. Thursday. Sorry, we're at Moon Tower
Thursday night. Jesus Christ! If you're in Austin, Houston, Dallas, I want you to know I love Houston, Dallas. I don't think I'm going to be there other times this year.
Me either.
So come. There's no Titanic production in Dallas. So see the downside. We have special guests from Saturday Night Live. Emil Joaquim.
I forgot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a set and some story with us. We're going to be singing a new song that I started working on today.
Oh, I got to start.
I know. I meant to bring that up.
I have not started. I will start.
You are some gumshoe. It's a really good song that no one.
Remind me the title again.
The musical is City of Angels.
Oh yeah. Now I know.
It's a really good song, but it's not a club banger. Everyone's gonna go, What is this?
Yeah. Sorry,
by the end,
we couldn't do Suddenly Seymour anymore.
We can't do it anymore. Can I just say
it?
I feel like I knew musicals, and I'm like, has there only been 20 duets in the history of musical theater? I gotta be honest too. Do you know how many times we've Googled like duets and been like Reddit
disgusted?
pages.
Like we're not doing the confrontation from Les Mis. We're not doing like, do you know what I mean? Like we're in agony. It feels like there's 5 duets.
You know what part of it is? Like, we need more male protagonists.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Because we're looking for like a man on man love song.
Even in like what's that one? La Cage aux Folles? I don't think they have like a duet, like a fun one. You know, like a
one day we said, instead of a song, we're gonna fuck in front of you. We're gonna put on the hot honey rag from Chicago.
Oh yeah,
and we're gonna fuck. It's like when I saw the sex show in Amsterdam, it was like they would fuck to the beat, and it was something about it was so awful.
Oh, okay.
No, something about it was so like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It was not sexy.
Yeah.
I'm certainly, most porn I watch, I do not like music. If there's music,
don't
get it out of here.
No, I want to hear the
This
slaps.
is the only music
I want to hear.
I want to hear.
I want to hear, because it's the rhythm can be all over the place. It's like jazz, you know? Yeah.
That'd be funny musical. Wouldn't that be a fun concert for like a drum solo? And it's like 10 people fucking, and they're like,
oh my God, Gianmarco.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds like for the box. You'd have to get a lot of people fucking.
Yeah.
But that would be fun.
Oof.
So enjoy this. It's still a pretty full episode. It was very good. Special thanks to Kristin Chirico for filling in for Russell. Fantastic co-host.
Thank you, Kristin.
We got exciting news coming. Patreon has this new feature. I was very confused. I was like, why is everyone bumping up their subscribership to $96.01? Patreon is offering something where you can pay for the year in advance and get like 10% off.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think they lose the 10% because
amazing.
No one told me about this deal.
Yeah.
So do it. It's been incredible.
Yeah.
People committing. And then they heard the last episode. They said, "What have I done?" So Russell still has lots of bills to pay.
I still
I mean,
still have lots of bills.
how many off-Broadway shows would you have to do to pay off this bill?
Oh, my God. We're looking at the next. Oh, God, brother.
Join the Patreon. Exciting news coming down. A lot of great guests. And thank you for those of you who know that you don't like certain parts of us, but you love us.
Thank you. And
anyways, don't ever bring up marriage. Don't ever fucking bring up marriage.
we won't.
This is the downside.
You're listening to The Downside
The Downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.
Well, Felipe, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, man.
You know, I don't even know where to start. I'm very, very happy you're here. Let's start from the beginning. You're born in Mexico,
Yeah, man.
and then you came here when you were how old?
I came here like in the 80s, I think, or I was little, 5, 6. So.
5, 6. And
My dad was here first already. He was already here as a resident alien.
Resident alien. What does that
green
status
card.
mean? A green card.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it easy, was it hard to get your green card in
I don't
the
know
80s?
how. I was a little kid, so I don't know.
Yeah. Do you remember missing him, or like, oh, you can't wait to see? Were you excited to move?
No. I was a little kid.
Yeah.
They don't. I don't know how most. I don't know how a lot of parents are, but my parents, they never like. With my kids, I would tell them exactly before we leave out the door where the hell we're going. You know, I tell them this is where we're gonna happen. This is what we're gonna do. But my parents, we had no idea where we were going, man. One day we're sleeping. I don't know, man. I remember waking up, falling asleep in the car, and waking up at McDonald's, waking up at Six Flags.
Do you remember being in Mexico? Like, do you remember being a kid in Mexico, or do you like just America?
I remember a dog biting me when I was a little kid, like a chupacabra or something. I don't know what it was. An animal bit me.
Sure. My first memory is a cat scratching me.
What?
I think those
Where
things
at?
will stick with you. It was my stepdad, new stepdad. He had,
The
he
East
had a
Coast?
black cat. Yeah, in D.C.
Baltimore?
No, Potomac, near Potomac, but D.C. Like not Baltimore feels very far away from where I grew up.
Bethesda.
Very near Bethesda. Sure. I've never heard anyone say Bethesda with any kind of character.
I did a show with in Bethesda, Maryland, with Max Amini
Uh-huh.
and Eastside, a comedian, and it was all in Bethesda, and there was a drunk Irish lady right outside the theater, and she was old, bro. She was like 70s, and then she was telling me that how happy she was liberal drunk lady. She was how happy that we had our show across the street, and she was telling me how right over there there used to be a sign that her grandma told her that's read, "No Irish and no dogs allowed."
Wow.
Same category.
Sure. I mean, that must have been old. When were Irish people still
Like the 20s, the 10s.
the 20s?
Yeah, like
I've
really
I've always
early.
wondered with Italians and Irish where it ranked. Were there anything that said Italians okay, no Irish, or vice versa, or were they lumped together?
I think they both became white at about the same time.
No, Italian people became white after 9/11.
That's what it took?
Yeah.
I had no idea before
Honestly-
9/11
Yes,
that I was
because
half.
in
I was
9/11
half not white.
Because in 9/11, you know, people started noticing, okay, this guy is Middle Eastern, this guy's Italian. And then that's when Italians got like all gung-ho and became American for the first time.
What the fuck are you talking about? I was here before 9/11. People considered. I guess it depends. Some Italians, it's a little darker skin than others.
But Italian, like as far as like when like they made it, you know, I feel like it was 9/11.
You think that was like our day of celebration?
It's when everyone got
Because for
promoted.
real, like you look back at the other movies back in the day, right? Like Rocky, not the smartest Italian, you know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and then you look back at the Chachis, the Fonz, not the smartest. Also, the Italian guy on King of Queens, he wasn't the smartest.
You actually make a good point
and
because
Taxi,
Yeah. What are you saying?
Tony, he was not the smartest.
If you watch early episodes of The Sopranos, they make like a big stink about the fact that they're like, gangsters are an Italian American stereotype. And watching it now, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no
Sure.
one thinks that.
No one.
And it was like, well, this is 1988. So, like, apparently this was in the conversation. Like, people were talking about this. It just seems so ridiculous.
Sure. My father, who was like this much Italian, he would complain about the gangster thing, but then he told me when I was a little kid, he'd say, if anyone mess with you at school, let me know. I'll take care of it. And I look back and I go, were you saying that you were going to kill him?
I love it.
You were gonna kill someone in third grade because he was mean to me? And I don't know what, so he liked it. He always he's like, son, if we ever need to do something, you let me know and we'll take. And then one day I needed something and he was like, I don't know the person anymore. But he talked about it as if he had connections.
That's so
Italians
silly.
love it.
That's silly.
What?
You're Italian?
Yeah, but like it's
You
bullshit.
did DNA?
I've never done the test.
I did.
You did? How Italian are you?
11% Greek Italian. Me la pelas.
Oh.
Greek Italian? They combine it?
I guess what the DNA
Actually,
said.
yeah. Like, I'm Italian, but like my last name is originally Greek. It's Greek. It's like Italianized Greek.
How Italian are you?
I am like a quarter. Like
That's a lot.
My dad is half. So like my dad.
That's good.
Yeah. My grandfather was.
I think so. My great grandpa, his name was Luigi. He's from Italy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
My great grandma, no one knows her name. No one seems to give a shit. But she was from Spain, and I go, does that mean I'm equally from Spain as from Italy, and no one's ever talked about it ever? And it's clear my dad just liked the Italian side of things. But who knows? Maybe I should go to Spain.
White people love to do that. They love to find like the whiteness that they identify with most, and it's just like, this is what I am now.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Sure. I don't want to do the DNA test because if I'm 3% Italian, I think I have like
It's gonna break your heart.
Yeah, it just feels I'm lying to people.
Yeah.
My name is Gianmarco Soresi. Felipe Esparza. You know, that's 11% Greek Italian. That could be a lot of things. Gianmarco Soresi.
Hell yeah, man.
I'd have to stop saying it like that. That's for damn sure. I'd have to say
Hell yeah.
John
Marco.
Marco.
That name, I could hear like everybody yelling it out in a coliseum while he's beating up 10 lions.
Yeah, it's 3 syllables.
Yeah.
Gianmarco. I mean, do people call you Gianmarco who love you personally?
I
Like,
hold on to it because if I let it go, I never get it back.
Well, like,
Tova calls me Gianni, and my
Got
dad
it.
calls me Gianni.
Okay.
And so I kind of said to Tova, you can call me Gianni, but that's it.
Okay.
What number? You have 6 siblings?
I'm the oldest of 7 kids.
You're the oldest of 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
So were you in charge of taking care of your siblings? Were you bossing them around? Were you
Bro,
the babysitter?
When my little brothers think back about did your mom beat you? Nah, my brother beat me.
Your little brother?
Yeah, like you know how they say like my mom used to beat me all the time. Well, I could say that my mom and dad used to beat me all the time, but my little brother can't say that. They would have to say my older brother used to beat me all the time.
And when you say beat, like what would you do?
Same thing my mom and dad did to me, I did to them.
How is it? This?
I would just grab a belt and beat them like a runaway slave. I'm just kidding. No, I would not beat them, but my mom would leave me in charge. Like she would go for like I don't know how she went during the day to go work or shopping, and it was just me and my little brothers, man.
And
forever.
Would you just
like
do it
9
for
hours.
fun, or did they do something bad? Were you trying to teach them a lesson? Were you just like, I'm in a bad mood?
We would just fight. We would just like play games and fight.
Yeah.
Or my brother would get me mad and we'd just get into a fist fight.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how much older were you? I mean, were you winning every time? Or
Well,
they
me and
ever
my
put up
brother are almost like, we're like, my wife says we're Irish twins because we're 9 months apart.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's 100% a thing.
Irish
Yeah.
twins.
Yeah.
So right away on the hospital bed.
Yeah, so I was born, and then my brother was born like maybe 9 months, not even within a year later. He was born.
Yeah. And
Toma, no cable.
is that because your parents they loved each other so much, or did they want kids? Were they trying to like?
I think because they were raised hardcore Catholic that they never really thought about pulling out or contraceptives or
How do
nothing like
Catholics
that.
talk about? Do Catholics go like?
We don't pull
finish?
out. We don't-
Yeah.
Like,
But the priest doesn't say like keep it in there.
Like I didn't
Like
know.
they don't say that at church. How does everyone know?
Yeah, we don't know. Like I know that
The Pope says it.
The Pope says
The
it,
Pope,
right?
the Pope gives like rulings. The Pope is like the guy who's like, don't do that.
But explain, did your parents
I don't know the rules, but yeah.
Did your parents go, we want
I
a
don't
lot of
think so.
kids? Did your parents want a lot of kids, or they just said, this is what happens? Are they trying to... I don't understand.
I don't think so.
I don't understand why you'd have
No.
7 kids
My mom
unless you were
didn't want-
filthy rich.
My mom did not want 7 kids. I know because one time, when I was like looking for stuff around the house, I was looking for stuff, and I went under the sink, and I found a bunch of hidden birth control,
Wow.
like hidden shit. Right? I didn't know what it was, and it was the foam. I don't know. They had it back then, like it was in the 80s. It was
Foam?
like
Yeah.
a contraceptive.
It's like a spermicidal foam.
yes,
Yeah.
spermicidal foam.
Yeah.
Was it like, is it, you inject it like
Yeah, it's like yes.
every,
Yeah.
like
You-
pre-sex?
You
or
usually use it with like a. I mean, this is like very 80s birth control.
80s, yes.
You use it with like a diaphragm usually. Like it's
Yes.
like
So you have a diaphragm, which is supposed to
yeah.
be enough,
Yeah.
but just
Well,
double duty.
You sort of they go together. They're like friends.
But
you
like
know?
before, you have to be like, oh, things are heating up. It's like, let me be right back, and then you have to do the foam.
Well,
right before?
It's a very 70s. Like I have to go put
Yes.
in my diaphragm. Like if you watch like movies from the 70s, like women will say that.
Is diaphragms more acceptable than condoms? Why not just wear a fucking condom?
'Cause
Christ.
you got to get in mind that my mom is like doing all this behind my father's back.
Sure, before he does it.
It wasn't like they never like decided like they never
Yeah.
got into a meeting and said we're gonna not have kids. This is something that she had to do like on her own, without the church, without nobody helping her. Just her finding her own information to get this done.
And you don't think your dad ever said, "Wow, we had 7 in a row and then none"?
No, because after this, I don't know. My mom had another kid that's 17 years younger than me. So maybe like they found out. Or maybe it was my fault because I remember I found them and there was a lot of them, and I always laugh because there was a lot of them, and I think about Elaine on Seinfeld.
Sure,
Mm-hmm.
sure. The sponge.
Yeah.
The sponge. Do you know the sponge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's the same class of like not a condom, but like kind of does a worse job sort of situation.
Or it just didn't work. I mean, it sounds like they weren't that effective.
It's just not very practical. I mean,
Sure.
it's just not practical. It's not practical
So-
to be like, stop.
What did you find this?
Under the sink. I forgot what sink it was, but it was. I needed money, so I took him to my high school, my junior high school, and I sold him to a kid that was very active. I could tell he was active, and I just showed him like the bottle, because I read the whole thing what it was. I don't know, but he knew what it was. So I'll buy that off you. How many do you have? And I ended up selling. My mom would give. My mom never said. I ended up selling him some of them, for money to a kid in my junior high. And my mom never said nothing because I guess she don't get in trouble or get beat down by my dad or something, but she never brought it up.
Sure.
She would just get another supply.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about that now to right now, how sad that was. That
It's
she
very
never,
sad.
She never brought it up because she didn't want to get in trouble with my dad or the church to find out that she's trying not to have babies.
Yeah.
So, did you go to
That's
church
sad.
every Sunday?
Every Sunday, and then on Saturdays we went to catechism. Was like a I don't know what it is, but we went every Saturday. And then on Friday we had like a Catholic youth group.
When you first were in America, you were undocumented for when did you become a citizen?
October of last year.
Last year? Yeah, good timing.
Yeah.
You're like,
Really
okay.
good timing.
But my father
Right away.
My father took I don't know if this administration might change that, but my father took his citizenship test, like the oral test, the written test, in Spanish. Because if you've been living in America for 25 years or less, 20 or more as a resident alien green card member, you get to take your citizenship test in your own native language, where there is any language.
What's on the citizenship test? Like, what are they
I'll tell you
asking?
my questions right now, bro. I'll do a bit about it now. Because some of the questions are hard. They ask you, like, who's the mayor of Los Angeles?
Wouldn't get it.
No.
I
didn't know
tell me
that.
the question.
No,
I don't think I.
City councilman
Oh, city councilman of Los Angeles?
of your area, your neighborhood.
I've been here for 3 months.
Okay,
No.
I didn't know that either.
You don't know the mayor of Los Angeles?
You know the
Karen Bass.
the 2 senators.
I mix up the things. 2 senators? No.
Okay, Speaker of the House for
Are you
Sacramento.
just gonna roll your eyes? Chris is going to be the one to deport me.
Speaker of the House.
Oh, you're going to abandon all your values. You're going to say, get out of here.
You gotta know the
You're too
speaker.
Italian. You have to leave.
You gotta know the Speaker of the House of the United States, and you got Mike Johnson. Which I didn't know that back then, but you gotta also know the Speaker of the House
You don't know the Speaker of the House?
of the state of California too, because they have their own.
That I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Get out of here.
So they asked me like, what are the two branch of Congress? I gave up. I said olive tree. You know,
That's the easy one.
I didn't even know it. So 100 questions, you got to know all of them because they ask you randomly 6, and you can't get 2 wrong. So they randomly ask you 6 questions orally.
Was your dad stressed about this test?
I don't
He
know.
was here for so long though without taking
He passed it. He passed it. I
it.
did it right. So let me tell you, man, when I didn't pass it the first time, I kept thinking about my father who dropped out of school in 6th grade. I was like to myself going like this, seizing by myself at the immigration office, looking at her, and I just want to throw my dad under the bus and go, "There's no way another Jesus passed this test on the first try."
Sure.
So one of the question that didn't pass, and it's the one I went into a rabbit hole and I made it into a whole bit now. They asked me who's Susan B. Anthony, and I didn't know. And I just made a joke about it. And I said, Susan B. Anthony, that's that white lady who drowned her 2 kids and blamed it on 4 Puerto Ricans. She did that was funny. But Susan B. Anthony is a woman who fought for civil rights for American women so they could have the right to vote in 1920.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Wait, so hold up. So you took this test, you literally took this test last...
Yeah.
And why?
To be a citizen.
So you haven't been a citizen. What have you had this whole time?
The resident alien card that you get, you just, it's a...
And you have
card.
to renew it every...
I don't know how long.
You just had it since you were a kid, though? Like just straight through?
I had it, and you renew it, and you keep renewing it.
And to renew it, do you have to go in to...
Yeah. You go back to the federal building, and you make an appointment online. If you're smart, you make an appointment online, and then you sit there and you fill out the application again, and you tell them that you were not arrested again, you were not whatever whatever other serious questions, and then you take a picture and they give you a green card and mail it to you.
Sure.
I had a green card stolen before by the mail too.
Wow.
Yeah, I never got it.
What, did they put it in a green envelope? And it's obvious? Like, how do they know?
They put it in an envelope that's easy to let the whole world know that these are important papers. I should be stealing this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like they should just put in a box that says HIV test results, bro, or nobody will touch that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, unless they really want to know.
Yeah, I could see some people being a little bit curious.
Yeah.
Okay, so help me. All right, now I understand I'm stupid about some of this stuff. So help me understand. So what was it called? You were what kind of resident?
It's called on my card. It says right on it. It says resident alien on it.
Resident alien,
and that's like better than having a work visa. It's better than being here on a work furlough. When you're a resident alien, you have all the same rights as a U.S. American citizen, except you can't vote. That's it.
Sure.
All the laws apply. They can't walk into your door without a warrant. They can't grab you without due process. Same things, but
unless you organize a protest for Palestinians on college campuses.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then a green card though, that you
Same
got
thing.
one. It's the same thing.
Same thing. They call it a green card when was the name they gave it to give it a bad derogatory name. But it's called
Really?
Yeah. It's a
Why? I always thought the name green card just sounded like green is nice.
Nah.
No. But that was meant to be derogatory.
Yeah.
Why?
It has to do because the Irish, bro. The
Oh, you
green.
think that's what it was? Sure. Suppose a meatball card. That
Same with
would've
the green car, the paddy wagon, because of the St. Patrick.
Oh yeah, paddy wagon. Paddy wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Paddy wagon isn't that because of Irish cops?
No.
Oh, it's because they're just like
They
rounding
were
up the
rounding
Irish.
up the Irish.
Rounding up the
Rounding up
Irish
the
in
drunk
the paddy
Irish.
wagon.
A meatball sub. I guess the Irish, maybe the Irish did have it tougher than Italians because I don't know any Italian ones.
Well, the meatball sub is where no, that's dark.
Okay, so
But the Italians do have they do have a lot of them. You just gotta find them.
sure. So you wanted to get your citizenship. It was just what made you want to get your citizenship last year? I mean,
I don't know. Just want.
because you've worked so much. I mean,
Yeah.
you've done TV, you've done production. I feel like would you not have wanted the citizenship earlier, or was it just a pain in the ass?
I never thought about it.
You never thought
never
about it.
thought about it.
With the first Trump presidency, you didn't get nervous with any presidency. Like, what the fuck does this mean?
Well, I'm not a criminal. I don't hang around with criminals. I'm not around where there's shady stuff.
Sure.
So I got nothing to worry about it. I'm not driving a car without tags.
When
I
you
don't
were
have
a kid,
warrants.
was there a nervous? I feel like, especially right now, and sometimes it's hard to tell because they paint it like the Trump administration is the worst. When by plenty of other administrations, were doing all sorts of deportation.
Yeah, my brother got deported during President Obama.
Yeah.
The President Obama, when he left office, they labeled him the deporter in chief.
Uh-huh.
Because he deported more people than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not even half of what he's doing. What President Obama deported. I mean, the number. If you put the numbers together, President Obama, he deported more people than Bush, more people than Trump.
Well, Trump's still got one more term.
Trump was not going to catch up, bro. He would have to throw in people that are not illegal just to catch up, but I don't think it's going to happen.
So do you feel like
Also, people are also self-deporting, People actually leave, they leave the country and then they come back.
Sure.
Because also, if you're fixing your immigration statuses, you're going to have to self-deport sooner or later and then come back in legally.
Sure. So with your brother...
he was three strikers. My brother got my brother got in trouble because of President Clinton and President Obama's immigration policies. Because President Clinton he added the 3 strikes law, which is you commit 3 crimes, automatically you're gonna get 25 years to life.
Mm-hmm.
So
so your brother was a
shoplifter.
Okay.
You got arrested for shoplifting.
Sure.
You get arrested again for shoplifting. Now this time you hurt somebody. Now you get 10. Now you get another shoplifting. But this shoplifting, you just took a slice of pizza from somebody that was eating.
Yeah. Life.
So my brother is a 4-time, 5-time offender, bro.
Wow.
So what status did he have? He had the same status as you?
I tell you what my brother had, bro, to make it easier for you, because when I was on Last Comic Standing, they do a background check of people who are bad, because they don't want a comedian or an artist to be on a live reality show who's a criminal or who has a pending warrant on them.
And why? Just because they'll get arrested mid-season, and
Plus,
then they'll be like,
it'll get back. A victim might watch the show and go, "That's the guy who assaulted me. Why is he on TV when he should be in jail?" And then they have to pull the whole show.
Sure. So they did that check on you.
Did that check. So they came to me and goes, the private investigator went to NBC and said, "Well, this Felipe Esparza guy." Yeah. So
and this is not the beginning. This is when you're in like the top 10.
no, in the beginning, before
very
show,
beginning.
while the show is starting, they're already top 40.
Okay.
So Felipe Esparza, you have 2 outstanding warrants and arrest on site on you right now.
So when you heard that, did you freak out?
Yeah, I didn't freak out because I know I'm innocent. But arrest on site is a serious one though, because
Yeah.
that means that somebody stole your identity and committed a crime, and
Sure.
so you have an arrest on. They're gonna arrest you no matter who they think you are. So what happened was I told the guy that I think my brother's a hardcore criminal. He has no Facebook. He never had an email. I think my brother stole my identity and committed all these crimes.
You put it together that fast?
Fast.
Wow.
Why? Because you just knew your brother
Because I
had
know
been in trouble.
I'm not a criminal. I know that he is. And I know that he's been in prison in and out his whole adult life.
And
young
what did
life.
he steal of yours? How was he able to? I don't understand. He gets arrested. He has your ID.
Okay, here we go, bro. I'm your brother.
Yeah.
We grew up together.
Sure.
You went the good life, and I didn't. I know your social security number. I know the day you were born. I know your height. I know what high school you went to. I know your first girlfriend. So the police arrested me for a gun.
Who's your first girlfriend?
Who arrested me for a gun? Yeah, my name is such and such, and I was born in D.C. and I know your birth date. So they arrest me on your name.
Yeah.
I'm in prison with your name. I come out of prison with your name. I commit more crimes, and now use a different name. So your name is tarnished forever.
But don't they take your license? If I got arrested, I think they'd take my license, no?
What if you don't have a license?
You don't have a license.
Sure.
If I don't have a license, I could make up her brother's name if I know his birth date and I know his social.
Yeah. So, okay, so you find out, you put it together on your own, and do you call your brother, or do you just tell NBC?
No, where am I going to call him? He has no phone number. He has no Facebook. He has nothing.
When was the last time you had seen him?
I had never seen him. I still haven't seen him. So I call up his
But you
his
grew
daughter.
up with him, yes? You grew up with him?
Yeah.
So it was the last time you saw him?
When he got shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 He said, all right, that's it. I'm out of this.
My brother's a bad dude, bro. He was shot by the cops like 5 times. 2 of his friends were murdered, and he lived. And he ended up going to a hospital where Muhammad Ali was there for brain injuries.
Wow.
Well, like whenever a person gets brain injury, whether a football player or head injuries, they go to the city of Downey Head Trauma Center, which is a good one. And they have pictures of Muhammad Ali there. So my brother is there, bro. And he tells me, people think I can't move my legs. He goes, what do you mean? That's what you're here for. You can't move your legs. And he goes like this, look. He's already caught in the hospital, bro.
Oh my God.
So he did have he had a bullet in his head, but his legs were weak, but he already could move them. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna stay here a whole week, and then if they unlock me, I'm gonna take off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now I see how you suspected him pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So Father Greg Boyle of Homeboy Industry comes in, right, and starts praying for him, and going like this, and praying, putting oil on his forehead, and then as soon as he puts the holy water on my brother's legs, my brother starts acting like the exorcist in front of him. And he goes, I start moving the legs. The soul is mine. And Father Greg Boyle freaks out, and he goes, are you okay? Yeah, it's a miracle.
And this is in the hospital.
In the hospital.
And then he goes, or
no? But I just tell you that my brother's personality.
Yeah. No, he
trying
sounds
to paint you a picture
like
of him.
Yeah. So okay. So
that's the last time I saw him.
And then the producer of the show, you tell them,
no,
it's my brother.
I don't talk to the producer. I talk to the lawyer. Yeah.
And then do they go and find your brother? You said this is around where he was deported.
No, he was not deported yet. I don't know where he was. He might have been locked up at that time. So his daughter sent me a photo of him, and they compare the photo to the arresting photo, and they let me go. They
It was his daughter. This is your niece.
Yeah.
Was she just like, yeah, get the son of a bitch? I mean, it seems
No,
like
like
everyone.
She loves him. She don't see him.
She loves him, but she sent the picture right away.
Yeah, but I explained to her that I'm on a show.
Oh, sure. So she's like, I could get some of that prize money.
When I do my American citizenship, they do like a federal FBI background check thorough. They go all the way to your elementary school, your old neighborhoods, to find out if you're morally capable of staying in America.
Sure.
So more stuff pops out about my brother now. But now he's living in Mexico. He's been in Mexico since President Obama. So they come back with stuff, and he goes, you've been arrested here? No, I've never been arrested there. No. And this keeps showing up. And it showed up again. I go, no, it's not. That's not me. So it was another arrest warrant that my brother had on me. But this time, they had it wasn't a arrest on site. I had I was walking around with deport on site.
Wow.
No
So as
question
you apply the
asked.
citizenship, that's
Yeah.
what you find out.
Yeah.
No, were you pissed? I mean, are you mad? If you see your brother, you're going to smack him in the face?
What am I gonna do, bro? There's no time to get mad.
If
or
my
act
little
like
brother
that. But
fucked with
we
me
gotta-
like that, I think I'd want to punch him in the face.
Brother, I'm trying to handle the citizenship test first and all that, so I'm
Yeah.
not even worried about my brother. Once they cleared it and it said it wasn't me, I was okay. He's deported, you know.
Yeah.
He's never gonna come back.
Any of your siblings? You close with any of your siblings still?
I'm closer to that brother than all my brothers.
You're what?
I'm closer to him than all my brothers.
The one who framed you?
Well, he didn't frame me, man. It's called survival, bro.
Sure.
If your brother was a bad person, he would have done the same thing.
Okay.
But luckily, you know, I'm just glad that nothing bad came to me, you know, and everything was cleared up.
Yeah. Yes. That's
Like,
very.
do I
lucky.
want to hang out with him? Nah.
Well,
Yeah.
you love him.
Yeah, I love him.
You
yeah.
love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to love people who hurt you over and over again.
Yeah. Well, that's good. But your wife is a American citizen.
Yeah.
Marrying her didn't make you a citizen.
Only in the movies, bro.
Really? Isn't that a green card, or that's a green card marriage?
Yeah.
So it's a green card, not a citizen. I thought getting married made you a citizen.
No, when you marry somebody who's, I don't know how it works, but if an American person marries a non-American person, all they do is help the process go faster. Like that person will get a visa first. He'll get a green card faster because now he has a sponsorship. He has a place. You have to prove that you're not going to be a burden to this country when you get here. That's how the reason. So you prove that, you do have a wife who's American, and you do have a place to sleep. So in a place to stay, you do have a job. You're gonna work. You're gonna be putting in money into the system. So it becomes easier to become American citizen that way. Mm-hmm. But if you're here with 2 green card holders, bro, it's harder, you know.
Yeah.
But since I was already with a green card holder and I got married, it didn't really help me much because I still go through all this process.
Yeah. Did it feel? Was it when you got citizenship? Did you care, or were you just like, this is done? Like, does it mean anything?
Oh yeah, I felt like
The system seems like such bullshit.
No, man.
Like who the fuck cares? You can name the whatever the fuck or Susan B. Anthony.
I know, right?
You know, it's like who cares?
Because I could name like 10 white people that'll fail that test too.
Of course,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel that test.
Yes. Every more than 10.
Yeah.
10.
But that's why it feels so stupid. I don't know, like, you'll see someone who might announce they became a citizen and they're very moved by it. But especially when you've been here for so long, did it just feel like, I finally got this shit out of the way? Or were you moved?
Well, I was like, when I got to the graduation, it was like 1,500 people.
1,500?
1,500 people.
There's a ceremony?
In Pasadena, yeah. It was
Oh,
a big ceremony.
Yeah, there's always ceremony. Like when people get
I thought it was just like
No.
getting married
It's
at City Hall.
No,
They're like,
No.
there's like a big like group ceremony where like a lot of people get they
yeah.
sign,
It was like-
they take their oaths. They
It's
take their oath of
1,500
citizenship.
people with their families there. And mine had the assemblyman there, or some councilman from Pasadena was there, and ABC was there.
Oh yeah.
And they were interviewing people, and they wanted people. I'm glad that they didn't interview me because I don't want to make a big scene out about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got there, oh my God, the line was huge. Oh my God.
to do what? To
To get into the building.
get into the building.
To graduate, I guess. But
Graduate.
And it's what it sounds
I
like.
didn't graduate
is.
high school.
Was everyone dressed up?
I didn't
Were
graduate
families
high
there?
school. That's the closest I ever get to. Except you don't throw your citizenship diploma in the air. Somebody will grab it.
And why is ABC there? Sure.
Sorry, I wasn't
Why,
letting that go.
why, is, why is ABC? They're just
All
being
the
like,
news because they like showing stuff. All these citizens. But it was funny, dude. When I was in line, I was like, I said, so you know what I did, man? I try to use my my stand-up comedian star power.
Sure.
So I went like this, and I saw some guy waved, and I went over there. What's up, fool? And I started talking to him, and I never left. I just cut in line.
Yeah.
I cut in line, bro.
What if that was the final test and they
Yeah.
said, we saw that?
Yeah, you have to be able to do crowd work on
Honestly-
a random person. And then they'll let you be a U.S. citizen.
I feel like it's catching someone cutting a line that's worse than not knowing Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah.
I feel like that's honestly the bigger. That should be like, this is all just a smokescreen. But who cuts the line?
I was in there in line, and the guy, he took a picture of me, him and his wife. His wife was becoming a U.S. citizen. And there was like a Filipino man in front of me. He was about to be an American citizen too, and he was fucking ready, bro, to be a U.S. citizen. He was dressed like Captain Trump America, bro. Like,
Was there a lot of like Make America Great Again?
All Latinos, and there was the guy in front of me. He was a Filipino. We're talking, man, and happy, bro, happy to be voting for the first time. And then the guy who let me cut in from Nicaragua, super, super happy to be voting and to become a U.S. citizen. And I'm pretty sure they're both gone right now, bro.
because of Trump.
Nah, they're not
you mean?
gone.
Sure.
I'm just saying they would have been gone if they would have not became U.S. citizens.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, because their accents were like how did you pass this test? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the guy was so happy, the Filipino guy, and the guy in back, the guy who let me cut in, he goes, when I did, man, look at the homie right here, man. He's dressed like a Trumpino. He's Filipino. And
I didn't know is that Trumpino? Is that the term?
no, because he was just play on, like, we do a lot of play on words. So Spanish people, we do play on words like
More than others.
a lot, bro. Like if a guy name is Tino and he's gay, also we call him Jotino. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a good ring to it.
What was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Hotino?
Jotino.
Because he's a hoe?
How do you know? Because I told you so. Because I'm a hoe. You know I'm a hoe.
Uh-huh.
I rock 2 different freaks after every show.
So who are your parents still around?
No, my parents died. My mom died. I think last month, and my father passed away.
Sorry, your mom
a
last
year
month.
ago.
I'm sorry
last
about that.
month, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. My mom passed away the day I started promoting my special on Netflix.
Wow.
So no good.
So I had to no, I really had a chance to process it, but because I've been promoting my show since she died like the day I started doing when she died the next day, not even the next day, like a couple hours later at 5 a.m. I had to do like around 6 hours of press on radio. You know how you do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
She had Alzheimer's, bro. So
Sure.
all is forgotten.
So how did you get?
I got that. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
You know what sucks, bro? I know my mom passed away. R.I.P. Rafaela, if you're up there. She got Alzheimer's, right? But it's a process. You know how you start. It starts getting it. You know, because I remember like you think back. You know, like that's the problem you do. You start thinking about. I should have caught it here.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was going crazy here, but
Yeah.
I was doing a food show with a woman and Dania, and we're doing a food show, and her and I are randomly walking, and then my mom is walking towards me. Yeah, so right here in Boyle Heights, he says, "Hey, what's up? That's my mom right there, walking right there." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "That's my mom right there." And then she looked at me all scared, like, and then I should have noticed she didn't recognize me, so I started talking more. He goes, "Yo soy yo, Chuyito." He goes, "Ay, mijo, ¿qué estás haciendo aquí? Like, what are you doing right here?"
Yeah.
Right? And she goes, "Oh, I'm going to your sister's house." But then I remember, like, later on after she died, oh, shit. My sister was at work that day. She was just walking around lost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So how long ago was this?
Oh, like 2 years ago, 3,
2 years
4,
ago.
4.
And is that what was the first sign? When did you go, oh, she has Alzheimer's? Like when did you?
Oh, man. I took my mom to New York when I was working at Caroline's, and we hung out all week. And then like, she thought that you're gonna trip out this. She thought that my brother, the one who told my identity, took her. So he even stole my story, bro.
She thought you were him.
She thought it was my brother who took her to New York.
That's so sad.
Oh,
So
wow.
he even took my
He took your Netflix credits, too.
he even took my feelings. He even took my memory, bro.
Wow.
The little memory my mom had, my brother even took it, bro. 'Cause my mom thought that she was telling me that, oh, see, your brother took me to New York. And I went, so listen, you crazy bitch. Well, I'm the one who took you, you know?
Yeah,
But in
yeah.
my crazy head.
Yeah.
But I see, no. And so I told her the photo. I showed her the photos. No, it was you, me, Chris, and such and such.
Sure. So when she said that, did you feel like, were you shocked and you said, oh no, something?
No, I didn't.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So when did she get tested?
Oh, my brothers were the ones that they finally told us, and then we knew they had a person living with her at the house,
Yeah.
taking care of her.
Sure. Do you feel like, oh, I should have you think like maybe you should have noticed sooner, or you could have noticed sooner?
I
It feels so
don't-
hard as people get older.
Yeah.
You know, did she not recognize you? Is her vision going? There's just so many things.
It's like my dad gets my birthday wrong all the time. And,
Sure.
and he's always gotten my birthday wrong. So it's like, I'm not
when he gets
gonna...
it right, that's when
When
you're
he
like,
gets
uh-oh. That's the warning sign.
When you get a call like, I know your birthday tomorrow, but I want to tell you her birthday today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
sad.
think with my dad sometimes. My dad, he's just a weird guy, and so it can be tough sometimes to be like, are you just weird or is this something?
I feel like you've mentioned that before.
I
close
mention
to
it
your
all
dad?
the time.
yeah.
No,
I thought a bit
no.
about my dad.
His secretary wrote me the saddest email. The subject said, "Do you want to see your dad?" Like, and it's just to set up a time to hang out. I'm just never anywhere anymore. So we have to like plan these things in advance.
And do you have your assistant respond to that email?
No, I wish, but it's just tough. He doesn't travel, so when he travels, he wants to spend the whole day. I'm not busy in a way where I'm like, I'm busy. I'm busy in a way where like I don't have time for my girlfriend trying to. It's just a mess right now. My life's a mess at this moment. So, but I need to see him, see if he recognizes me or mixes me up with my sister.
Yeah.
So, God. And now you have 3 kids?
Yeah, 3 kids, yeah.
Uh-oh. Can't tell you that was a warning sign for me
That was a long
that maybe
pause.
you have Alzheimer's.
I have 3 kids, and they don't even know each other.
They don't know each other at all.
So they didn't grow up with each other, like different
Sure.
moms.
Sure. They've never met?
They met, but they're not like,
They're not friendly.
they're not friendly.
Yeah.
They're not like,
Yeah.
they're more like they treat each other, they're more like third cousins to each other.
What are the ages?
I'm a grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
My grandson lives in Sweden.
Really? My God.
Yeah, my daughter, she also lives in Sweden, of course. She has a man over there.
Wow.
I have my son is Swedish, Mexican, and Persian.
Wow.
How often do you see him?
I've seen him once in my life.
Your
My grandson.
your grandson, you've seen him once.
Yeah, they came to visit. During the pandemic, I guess back in like 2022, I think, or 2021, and they lived near me for about a year. I set them up for about a whole year, and then they left.
Yeah. How old's this grandson now?
He's like 5 now, maybe.
Do you want to see him more?
Man, I can. Yeah, I guess.
I feel like you travel, you have resources. How right now you have a wife
Yeah.
and she has a kid.
Yes, he's 20.
He's 20.
He's gonna be 21. I've known him since
And you're
he
his
was 3.
stepdad?
Yeah.
How's your relationship?
Great.
Yeah. Stepdad can be a complicated relationship. Does he does he know his dad or you
Yeah.
his dad? Okay.
Yeah, they have he spends the night half at his house, at his dad's house, and half at our house his whole
Okay.
life. So he'll be like 3 nights at our house and then 2 nights over there, and then they'll switch. White people know how to get it together, bro, when they have a divorce.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, I went back and forth, not 2-2-2-2. It was kind of a complicated 2-week cycle, but it still was stressful.
Yeah.
I still don't know like what the ideal custody situation is. It was too often. Weekends were broken up.
Ugh.
Was their custody? Was it the same throughout the whole thing? It was like 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it's close together, so like they go to the same school.
The same
it's
school.
not like they're
same school.
Yeah.
Same friends.
There are some parents that do that thing where like the kid lives in the house and the parents change. Like
Is that real?
That's real.
What?
The parent changes.
That's a good one.
Where like the kids will live in the house and like the parents will come for a little. Like the parents will switch off living in the house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really? I don't. Because there's no way if my dad lives somewhere and then my mom took over, she'd be like, "Oh, we got to move that shit or that thing's coming down." Like they would change things. It would be
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think adults just have too many.
It'll be cool. It'll be like your kids are in storage.
Yes. Your kids are, you are
Yeah.
kind of going to visit your
Your kids are
kids
in
in the
storage.
kid museum.
And then one day you decide to open up the storage. We got 2 kids for sale here. Yep. 445. Yep.
2 kids and 3 old vending machines.
And
You can flip them all.
an air fryer with crust on the bottom.
Sure, I guess if you're selling the kids, it is an ideal situation overall.
Yes.
So tell me how the fuck, amidst all this, you got into comedy.
Oh man, I love stand-up comedy since I was a little kid.
Where did you watch it on?
On VHSs.
Your dad just had it?
No, my dad didn't.
Where'd you get these like
My neighbors. I had a neighbor, my friend Ray Escalera, his son Jackie Escalera. They were. Well, I live in this is a big square, and it was all housing projects, like poor people, like
Yeah.
housing projects. But right across the street, there was homes, and in one of those homes lived a man named Ray, and he was a Vietnam vet, and I knew his kids. I was friends with his kids, and he used to work at a liquor store when he was a kid. So he grew up in the neighborhood. My friend's dad, he grew up in the neighborhood. Like he went to Vietnam, he fought, and he came back, and he was like a athletic coach at the park for everybody. Mm-hmm. So I trusted them, and they were good people. So he was the one that showed me stand-up comedy. He brought out a record player, one of those Fisher Price, and he put Bill Cosby stand-up comedy, and
Sure.
we listened to it over and over.
Wow.
And then a friend of mine named Emilio from Monterey Park, he introduced us to Richard Pryor. The N-word is crazy, and I memorized it. It's funny. I would memorize stand-up comedy, listening to it on the radio, or listening to it on the radio or on a record or on a cassette, but I wouldn't remember math, man.
I
At
mean,
all.
you're not using math now.
Yeah, at all. Or I wouldn't remember verbs or where to put a comma at, or run-on sentences and predicate and a subject. None of that shit.
When did you learn English?
When I was a kid.
When you were a kid?
Yeah.
Did your parents who
Television, bro. Lindsay
Television.
Wagner, bro. She taught me English.
Who's
and Linda
that?
Carter and
Linda Carter,
Catherine
Wonder
Bach.
Woman? Sure.
And the Charlie's Angels, bro.
Yeah.
They and Fantasy Island.
Who knew it better, you or your parents?
Me.
You did.
Yeah, I was the only one that spoke English in my family, so I was in charge of doing all the translating on my house.
Oh God, that's a lot of burden. When you're a kid?
Yeah, man, it was a lot of burden. Because I remember I'll be in classroom, everybody's asking what's 5 plus 5, what's 2 plus 2. I'm like, how do you file an extension on a phone bill? I mean, I got it right here. I already have the check, but I want to know, how do you file an extension? Because we're late.
You're like, they're doing addition. You're like, when
Yeah.
there's a 2.6% increase on your mortgage. Like, what do we do?
And my mom's problems and my dad's problems, they were my problems when I was like 9 or 10 or 11. Because I would be there listening to all their problems, and they would tell me, they're about to turn the light off. They're about to do this. And I'm in a classroom like with anxiety. What's going on, Mr. Esparza? Are they bullying you? No, man. My dad, man, he got into a fight with his immediate supervisor, and he might lose his job. And my mom, she got into a fight at the church with the custodian lady, and oh man, they're gonna turn off our cable, and we didn't have cable.
Yeah. Do you used to go to church?
Every day. No, we used to go to church at Dolores Mission Catholic Church.
But now, what about now?
Hell no.
When did you stop? When did you give that up? Feels like it was such a big part of your life as a kid.
As a kid, but not as an adult, drugs were my church.
Sure. Just on Sundays? Do you remember a moment where you said drugs, you did drugs and you were like, oh, this is way better than praying?
Oh man, I don't remember, man. I don't remember.
You ever when your mom died? Was it a religious funeral?
No, she got cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cremated her. My dad was a funeral a real funeral, and my mom we went to the actual church where I grew up, and I saw all my old friends. That was cool. They're doing the same thing, living the life.
Living the life.
I can't believe when I go back home. When I really go back home, I go over there and they go, "What's up, Batman?" And I say, "What's up, man? What's up?" I'm so happy. You made it, bro. Thank you, man. I'm so proud of you, man. Thank you, man. You want to go get fucked up? Nah. They give you all these.
You're like, how do you think I made it?
They give you all these.
How do you think I fucking made it?
You want to say yes sometimes, though, right?
But they're ready, bro.
Yeah.
What does Carlito's way say? The streets are always waiting. The streets are always calling.
Yeah.
Pacino, the streets are always calling.
Let's go on to our next segment. This has got to stop.
This has got to stop.
This is a segment we talk about something big, personal, private, large, small. That's got to stop. Kristin, do you have this got to stop?
Yeah, I have it. This has got to stop. This is a stand-up complaint.
Sure.
Positive heckles.
I hate that shit.
Positive heckles have got to stop.
Now, give me an example of one.
So the other day I was doing a show, and I should say I love people who come to my shows. A lot of them have never come to a stand-up show before.
Sure.
But there was one person who, after everything I said yes, really loudly. And then at one point she said, "That's so relatable." And I was like, my love.
That's brutal. That's so relatable.
My love. I know it's relatable.
Was Peter Griffin at your show?
No, I mean, I wish, because that would be a better explanation. But I was like, yeah, of course it's relatable. That's why I said it. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
And the thing is I don't know what happened. I don't know if crowd work has broken everyone's brains, but it's like too many people think this is a call and response situation, and it's like it really isn't. And I don't know. Obviously, like you have to drop down and like address it if it gets too bad. But like the thing is I don't want to hurt people's feelings because I know these people are
tough. Especially when they're being nice, because you're like, they just want to be sweet.
Like they're sensitive, they have big feelings, and I don't want to hurt those feelings. I don't want to humiliate them, but also I need them to stop talking to me because I'm going to lose my mind.
I think when you have fans who haven't seen stand up a lot, it's like you gotta like have your own little lines to train them. What's the funny version of like, thanks, but haha, will do. Some version of that to train them. Because it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if crowd work's broken people's brain. I just think a lot of people just have never seen stand up, and that's what the opener's for, essentially.
Was that person sitting in the front, in the middle?
To the side, all
the way in the back. That's relatable.
To the side, and I could hit every single thing. And they were sitting next to someone else who was doing kind of more of a classic, like, I want to have a conversation with you, and like that I can address. It's like that's easy, but it was just kind of the one-off. Like, I won't laugh, but I will be like, yes, and I'm like, just is the laugh broken? Like, do you need to go to the laugh mechanic because I don't know what's going on?
I like that. And I agree 100%.
I also hate me personally is the overexcited fan that gets mad when no one else gets it, but he gets it. But he wants to fight the audience.
Oh, he goes like, "Come on, guys."
You don't think this is funny, motherfucker? What the fuck you doing here?
Oh, someone who's like willing to throw hands for you
I don't know
because
if
a joke's not
I wouldn't
working.
mind that at all. I'd love for an audience member, a joke bombs, to be like, on my behalf, go, "What the fuck? Are you guys serious?
I see this guy like,
Did you not see the connection he made there? I guess you're too stupid to get it."
yeah, I seen that guy at my show. Like the guy's laughing, he's going, ha ha ha. Fuck you guys.
I like that guy, actually.
kind of
I think
funny.
I would like to have that at my show.
Fuck this.
This has got to stop. So the White House has like a Twitter account. Like these government entities have social media accounts, and especially with Trump, it's brutal. The things they've been posting, they did like essentially, I mean, this vile, of course. It was like ASMR. It was like an ASMR with like the sounds and it was ASMR of people being deported, and like it was chain. It was awful.
It was vile.
And that's an easy. This got to stop to a degree. Of course, it's brutal. But I'm like, I think social media needs to go back to it's about individuals and who are the people. Because when it's the White House, you're like, well, who is this? Who made this? Who approved it? And if it's a government entity, like Israel has a Twitter account. And that's insane because you're presenting yourself as the face of an entire country. And it's like, that should be an elected position. I honestly think like the same way we have a Secretary of Health, we should have the
Secretary of Social Media.
Yeah, it's all social media. Or
Yeah.
just individual apps at this point. They're so fucking big. But certainly I want to know who is behind this account so there can be some kind of accountability. So I think there should be a Secretary of Social Media. That's this got to stop.
I mean, technically, that's the press secretary. It's just that I don't think they do that job.
I guess so, but like social
media
media has become such a huge faceless entity that it should be the press, but the press secretary has a Twitter account.
Yeah.
So who is this? Who is White House? So if you're mad or you're happy, I want to know who's behind it. And it has too much of an impact to be relegated towards, this is just the White House account.
Yeah.
Who made this video? Who said yes?
How many followers they have?
Oh, God, a lot. I mean, I'm sure.
Is it the same?
I'll look it up.
Did Biden had their account before too?
I think most of these accounts, they do get transferred. Which is also crazy because, like, are they unfollowing? Like, I'm sure.
A
You
lot of
earn
them,
those followers.
a lot of them archive the old version and then they start a new version.
They start a new version?
Yeah, they archive. Like if you go on Instagram, like the old presidential accounts.
So
are
at
archived.
White House has 1.4 million followers. They're only following 5 people.
It's true because I still have Ronald Reagan's Hotmail.
Who's running it? We need to know. We need to put a face to the account.
Stupid.
Well, apparently they couldn't get back into it because Reagan forgot the password.
I used to have Gerald Ford's chain letter.
Sure.
You send him like $1 and then like and then hopefully like 5 people are gonna send you $5.
This has got to stop.
Oh yeah, this has got to stop, man. You're getting ready for your show, then you get people like an hour before the show, they're asking you for free tickets that you know, and you know these people already. Like they're not even like fans; they're just people who know you, or they feel like they could just hit you up for free tickets, but they're fans. But if they're really fans, they don't know that the show was going to start an hour ago.
Sure.
But all of a sudden, they need free tickets.
Yeah.
I turn my phone off.
That's the only way. It's at that point where if I read it, then you get moved because they go, I literally seen my mom died yesterday. I could really use a laugh. And you go, well, now I need to help. But then it's too much. and you don't believe
I'm
it.
not there. I respond. I'm a chronic overresponder. It's
Sure.
a bad problem because when people come to me and they're just like, I need something, I'm like, ooh, 75% of the time, I'm saying yes.
Sure. Listen, I'm saying yes too.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
There's just social media. There's 10 different places people can reach you. And I just feel like I'm at a breaking point where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just looking at messages all day. And there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way. I hear that. This has got to stop.
Yeah, man. They hit me up like right before the show starts.
Right before the show, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
don't
rough.
talk to me.
To
Like
do the show well, you got to I got to be looking at my notes.
Yeah.
Or
Agreed.
or the worst one is where it's a person asking for another person. Because a person's afraid to ask.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oy, oy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, remember your cousin Lupe? Yeah, the one with the bad hip. She's visiting today, and she just found out you're having a comedy show.
Ooh, I'm still saying
Oh, 'cause
yes.
Next time, say, I got another comedian for you to go
Still
see.
saying yes.
I'll go hit her up. She says yes to
Be
anything.
say yes.
careful,
to
because
everything.
sometimes if you say yes right away, they'll sit them in the front, and they're a green person.
Yes.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, that's
So you gotta
you're
say
right.
yes. I do say so. You know what? I do say yes sometimes. I do say yes. Yes. Should we put them right in the front and VIP meet and greet? Hell no. Sit them way in the back, in the middle, and then I'll see them last after the show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or if I want to get rid of them, I'll see them first.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to hurting people's. I get so anxious when I think I'm going to hurt someone's feelings.
I 100% agree.
I'm just
100%
like,
agree.
I can't do it. It just makes me
Yeah. Well, good negative episode. Let's go to our final segment. You better count your blessing. This is something that we're thankful for. We're grateful for. I am grateful, as a side note, to all my patrons. Patreon.com/downside. Thank you. And by the way, just so everyone knows at home, I'm going back to New York after this, so Russell is back in the studio. But I, as a separate blessing, I'm so thankful to have you here for the last three.
Thank you.
So thank you, and I'm excited to come back, and it's just I'm very grateful for you to be here.
Thanks.
But my real blessing is I went to Sundays you go to a farmer's market, and I went to this one in West Hollywood, and like this guy's pitching almonds. He has a bunch of different nuts, and he's overselling the shit out of them. You got to try this almond; it'll blow your mind. And then I tried it. And I was like, he's fucking right. This is the greatest almond I've ever had in my life. Mm-hmm. And I love when you go to a farmer's market and you. I mean, honestly, the problem is now all my old almonds. It's shit. These new almonds are incredible. I did one where they had lettuce that tasted like wasabi, and you're like, come on. And then you get a free sample and you go, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever.
Wow.
So I love a farmer's market. I love when the pitch matches the quality of the item. And I didn't think almonds could be better. And now I spend $20 on almonds. And I'm thankful for that. So farmer's market.
I love that for you.
A good pitchman at a farmer's market.
I feel like you're so tired and you do so much that like if you don't have like a protein source that meets your expectations,
I need something.
You're gonna fucking die.
I need something. Kristen, do you have a blessing?
I do. I have two. First of all, thank you for having me. This has been very fun.
Of course.
Okay, I have three. I lied.
I'm excited to do your podcast.
I know. Yeah, you're doing my podcast next week. The second one is I probably should say this. I'm so grateful when people come to my shows.
Yes.
I've been worried about this for like the last 10 minutes. I honestly, when people send me messages where they're just like, I've never come to a comedy show, I'm really excited. I'm like, yes, I love that. Because for a long time, I was like, I can't sell tickets. Like, no one's going to want to come to this. Mm-hmm. And so, like, finding out that, like, that wasn't the case was, like, really exciting.
Yeah.
So that's my first blessing. My second blessing, and this is not an ad, they're not paying me, but, like, there's this thing called midday squares. And they're,
What
like,
is that?
they're, like, they're, like, chocolate squares with, like, cookie dough on the bottom. They're, like, raw food. They're, like, vegan.
Uh-huh.
Like, they're not actually cookie dough, but it's, like, cookie dough.
Yeah.
I have ADHD. I can't feed myself.
Sure.
It's impossible. So being able to like stick something in my face that has protein and fiber.
Sure.
And it's just over. And
Midday squares.
They're called midday squares. And unfortunately, they're like 50% of all I eat right now because I can't wrap my mind around feeding myself.
Sure.
And so I just need to like get it over with.
I'm going to try it.
And I mean, like I honestly, they have kept me fed like the last week because otherwise I would just have lost my mind.
Midday squares.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. Feel free to sponsor us, Midday Squares. What's your blessing?
Noonday Squares.
Noonday Squares. Yeah.
I hire people to throw them in my mouth
Sure.
because I can't feed myself. So I just go like this. And I pick up these people at Home Depot. And I tell them, listen, Paco, you're going to be throwing chingaderas in my mouth. I pick them up around the twilight time.
That's the best time. That's when that's when they're primed.
They're primed.
They're ready to throw things in your mouth. It's been a long day at Home Depot.
I'm like Pac-Man, eh?
Yeah.
No, I'm grateful, man. Like for my fans, man, that been with me since day one.
Sure.
And I remember, like she's talking about struggling to sell tickets. And even when I won Last Comic Standing, you know, I thought that people were just gonna show up. They didn't. And and you thought that just because you're like get a head on the improv, they're gonna be sold out. It wasn't. I had to do a lot of work actually still to get that, make that happen. I would have to go like when I was doing the Ontario Improv. Mm-hmm. I went through like a week before my show, and I went to barbershops just to say hello, and if they recognize me, I would go in there, and I would go in there, and I would give them my 1 hour special for my DVD, and I'll give them a poster and 4 tickets for the Friday show, and I would tell them, listen, man, can I put my poster for my comedy show at the Ontario Improv, and I'll give you 4 tickets for you and your staff, and I'll give you my DVD, and then you could play it while your customers are waiting for their haircuts. And if they don't like it, they turn it off, throw it away. But I'm going to still give you the free tickets no matter what. Even if you don't want to put the poster, I'm going to still give you the free tickets. You can give them away to somebody. So most of the time, they would let me keep a poster there. Mm-hmm. And they were already fans, so of course they're going to go to the show. And my DVD will stay in that their DVD player while the people are waiting like this for their haircuts. Like they could play the video games.
Sure.
But they want to watch my comedy. So I would do that to all the barber shops, Tucson, Arizona, Dallas, El Paso, or a strip bar. I would try to go to a strip bar. If I could just leave my poster there. Mm-hmm. And so I would do this too. I would send it to a big fan. I would say, listen, man, I'm going to send you 20 posters. And if you put them in 20 businesses, I'm going to give you 4 tickets. Yeah. So we'll get those people to do that. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate and thank you, man. If you're listening and you remember, I remember who you are. Thank you. Shout out to Jen's Barbershop. I remember they went to my show at the Ice House. Mm-hmm. They didn't just come to my show, man. They brought all their customers. There were 100 of them, and 5 of them got haircuts and to match my face. So the back of their head was my face. Like they had a guy who's a good he put my face in the back of their heads. So I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you all my fans who have been with me since I've been doing stand-up comedy for 30 years, but successfully since 2010.
Sure.
It's a long time.
And selling out since 2008.
Where can people find you?
You can find me at FelipeWorld.com. Or, FelipeWorld.com. On Instagram, Felipe Esparza Comedian. Watch my Netflix special. What's it called?
Like mother, like son.
Raging Fool. I'm getting her, bro. Actually, written by my brother. Raging Fool on Netflix. Directed by my wife, Lisa O'Daniel. Executive produced by my wife. We did our special. We did it together. We did them together.
Aww.
It's very sweet.
If she dies, I'll be dead. I'll be homeless in 3 days. I don't even know what bank we go to.
You figure that out.
I'll figure it out.
Chris, what would you like to plug?
You can find me on Instagram at It's Kristin Cherico. Also, sign up for my mailing list at KristinCherico.com. That is all I have to promote.
You from the Bay?
No, I'm not from anywhere. I'm from I moved a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
What about your podcast?
Oh my God. It's okay. So I'm starting a podcast, and every time we got on here, Gianmarco's like, talk about your podcast. I'm starting a podcast with my business partner and my best friend, Jen Ruggiero. It's called Losing Followers. It's about being a content creator and kind of fucking hating it. Gianmarco's going to be on it like next week.
Yeah.
Which is really, we have not launched it. We're basically waiting until we record a bunch of episodes, and then we're going to launch it all at once. But
Check it out.
yeah.
We'll plug it when it comes out.
Also have a podcast. Mention it.
Yeah, go for it.
I have a podcast called History for Fools. My friend Butch Escobar from the Bay. We have a podcast. We sit for an hour and we talk about history. This week's episode on Monday is the history of the Monopoly game.
Great.
Oh.
Yeah, which was originally called the Landowners game, and then in 1970 another game popped up and Monopoly sued them, and they lost, called Anti-Monopoly.
Sure, don't give it all away. But find me everywhere at Gianmarco Soresi. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. We're going to be showing a lot of stuff from the live tour I just finished with Russell. And thank you.
Russell Means?
What?
Russell Means?
No.
Oh, Russell Peters?
No, you want to keep guessing?
Bill Russell?
No.
Kurt Russell?
You probably don't know him. Russell Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From the creator of Res Dogs, right?
That's Sterling Harjo.
Wait, Reservoir Dogs?
No, Reservation Dogs.
Oh, Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
Right. We just had... Okay. Thank you very much to Felipe's brother for being here. This is The Downside.
You're listening to The Downside
The Downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.